Something that I haven't really gotten into with these videos is exactly who the audience for the PC Engine was. That's significant because the PC Engine was at the center of a shift. The kids who got that Famicom were now 5 or 6 years older. And they're the ones who migrated to the PC Engine. In Japan, it was the console that did what Nintendo don't. Now, the marketing wasn't that aggressive, but the perception at the time was Nintendo was for kids, and the PC Engine was for grown-ups. And by grown-ups, I mean teenagers. And that brings me to Meikyuu no Elfine, a game that was actively pushing against the PC Engine's audience. Meikyuu no Elfine seems to be targeting a younger and female group of players. This is one of those games that was sold on its connection to a popular singer. The third one of these we've seen on PC Engine CD, and not the last. The singer in this case is Tomimi Nishimura. On the scale of celebrity gets for these games, she wasn't exactly top tier, which is probably why they left her name off the cover. The first time that you start up Meikyuu no Elfine, after the initial unskippable cutscene that occurs every time, you get a 4-minute long musical performance by Nishimura. This is also unskippable. Once you've viewed it, then it makes a save file in the CD-ROM's memory, and you can't watch it again. The plot of the game is that Nishimura was out shopping when she encounters a mysterious person and gets transported to a fantasy world. She wants to get home, but of course she'll have to solve the numerous problems of the people of that world before she can do that. Meikyuu no Elfine is a very basic adventure game. It's played almost entirely from this overhead view, and you hit button 1 to interact with something, and button 2 will show you what items you've collected, plus give you a brief description of what they are if you highlight them and hit button 1. And that is literally the entire interface. This is one of those games where you're just wandering around looking for the trigger to unlock the next event. Sometimes these are fairly obvious. Someone will just tell you to go talk to someone, and you do it. Other times it's going to require you interacting with something that looks pretty plain. I was recording for a while and making absolutely no progress, so I opened up one of the very few video walkthroughs I could find, and that person also was completely lost. So was the person in the other video walkthrough I could find. Eventually I managed to fumble my way through the first region of the game, but it involved a lot of mashing button 1 while I walked up and down a beach, or pressed up against furniture. And this is one of those games where even the simplest tasks are annoyingly complicated. For example, getting into this room. Once you know you need to get into the room, which of course is its own trigger that you have to find, then you're told that you need to get a key. The key has been stolen, and by asking around you find out that a bird has been taking shiny objects. You go back to that door, and you can find a feather in one of the rooms in that house. With the feather, you can go to the bird's owner, who will then have the key, and then you go back to the house again, unlock the door, and it's stuck. Well, now you have to go through a secret passage, except the secret passage is blocked. If you carefully search the wall that's blocking your path, you'll find a message about how to open the wall, and even though you now probably know what you need to do, you still have to talk to this guy first, then you can move 2 statues together. That opens the wall, then you can get into the room and get the book that you needed in the first place. At the end of every region you have to fight a boss, but it's not RPG combat in Meikyuu no Elfine. Instead you play a minigame. There's a trivia game, a simple shoot 'em up, and for this first boss, it's a maze chase game. You have to clear 3 levels of this before you're allowed to continue. To save the game, you have to go to certain particular spots. In the first region, you walk up to this pool and stand in it. There's a bunch of other pools in the area that just make you wet when you get in them. And the only way that you know that this one saves the game is by walking into all of them. Naturally, every major event in Meikyuu no Elfine is accompanied by an animated cutscene, or at least a dialogued cutscene. Okay, sometimes they don't even cut away to pictures, They just put a little symbol in the corner and play a voice-acted cutscene. The point is, this is one of those games where there's a lot of acting. And as usual for their productions, Lasersoft and Nippon Telenet recruited a cast of working voice actors. There aren't any really big names in the cast, though I'm sure if I pointed out a few significant roles, viewers of this channel would go, "Oh, I know that." In fact, a few of them can be heard in games I've recently featured. Meikyuu no Elfine is a game with a skilled cast that just doesn't have any standout stars past Nishimura herself. As you might have already surmised, this game is really forgotten in Japan. And the 3 people I found who had anything to say about it did not like it very much. On the other hand, I'm a bit more positive. Now, I'm not going to say it's a great game. You're basically going to spend most of your time walking back and forth. However, once you got past the issues with finding the next person to talk to, there were sometimes some fairly interesting puzzles. Like here, where these fairies all spell out one letter each, and you have to talk to them in the correct order. I'm not going to say this one's a must-play, but it is a cute little adventure game with some nice fairy tale theming, and no real stress or pressure involved in it. It's a nice little game, and that's probably exactly what they were going for.